Alright, welcome back to another PvP pet battle video. This is Linica, and as promised, I am showcasing my tier 1 list. I'm not going to be playing all of these teams, but I will be playing some of my favorite teams. I have a new one that I just created, which I think will be very strong. Going up against another tier 1 team, so we'll see how this goes. He has 2 haunts and then a dodge, so it's going to be very difficult for my imp to really do much at all. I'm going to go ahead and start with him, though. He's going to start with his hatchling. I'm going to throw up an immolation. He probably expected the opener with my Wicked Soul. So he's going to go ahead and go for damage, which is very smart. It tells me this guy really knows what he's doing. There's really nothing worse than somebody who just basically plays like a robot and uses dodge, Nature's Ward in the first 2 rounds because it allows me to set up. Now he's going to do some damage here. If I get a high hit, I can actually swap him out. Yes. And do that strong magic damage to him. So I have a really good opener on his Taro Claw hatchling. He should have put up his heal on that last round instead of attacking. So starting off with damage was good, but he's kind of wasting the utility of his Taro Claw. Now I'm going to be able to bring in my Wicked Soul. Probably go ahead and go for a haunt here, if he's dumb enough to haunt. Or inexperienced enough anyways. He's going to kill himself, and since he used his Curse of Doom, that's going to waste that cooldown. Just going to take one quick power ball to be faster than his Taro Claw, and then I will kill his Taro Claw in a flank, so he'd better bring in his Ghastly Kid. But right now it's looking really good for me. That Taro Claw's low health. Actually, he's not quite going to die with a double hit. I do need the... Oh yes, I just exactly kill him. Perfect, with a double hit, so I didn't even need the triple. Cool. Well, gonna go for a Spirit Spikes here since he'll probably go for damage. It's gonna do some reflect damage and prevent the haunt. Go ahead and go for a flank. He went for damage again into my Spirit Spikes, so that was probably not such a good move. And there he goes. So yeah, very strong team against another strong team that wasn't played that well, so you know, what you gonna do. But yes, as promised, I'm going to be doing my tier 1 list reveal, updated this time with some new and improved teams and some better breeds on my pets. The only thing I haven't improved is the Blighthawk. Power speed is probably better, but I don't know, HP is almost as good, and situationally it's better. It really depends. I recommend power speed, but other than that, everything else is good to go. This is my thank you to you all for 100 subs. Super excited about that, and hopefully I'll be able to keep these videos coming out, and always open for suggestions for new teams. And yeah, just really excited. I'm super grateful for y'all supporting the channel. So, for this next team, I'll go ahead and play with my team, the Squicky Dance. Very, very strong team, using the Jade Dancer. I created it to show off the Jade Dancer in my spotlight video on it. He synergizes very well with Bubbles, my Squicky, because that Acid Rain makes his Fish Slap do extra damage. He synergizes well with the Alpine Foxling because he does have 394 speed under Dazzling Dance, and so the Jade Dancer is 394 speed, by the way, is 4 over the Taro Claw hatchling speed at above its racial. So the Jade Dancer is one of the most perfect counters for the Taro Claw in the game at the moment, as long as you have Dazzling Dance. Even without it, it will still do fine, because all he has to do is hit him a couple times while he has his Nature's Ward up, and then he's faster. So very, very, very strong counter to the Taro Claw. Alpine Foxling also is one of the best Taro Claw killers all by himself. And then you throw these 2 pets with him, and yeah, it's a good day when you queue into a Taro Claw with this team. Okay. Oh, Squirky. You are just too cute. And you know it. Let me take a picture with you, Squirky. Wish I didn't have that. Oh wait, maybe I can remove that. No, I can't. Dang it. Okay, finally the queue popped. So, interesting team for sure. I can imagine the Squeeze synergizes with the Pygmy Direhorn. Darkmoon Tonk just takes care of beasts, but yeah, in this case, that beast is really annoying. I will go ahead and start with Squirky. He is faster than this entire team. He might go for a Trihorn charge before the stun. He did not, so that's pretty good. I would go ahead and bubble. And then I'm going to bring in the Jade Mist Dancer. He's going to throw down the Minefield. I predicted that, but I'm going to swap into bubbles in a little bit to soak that with my bubble that I just put out. Go ahead and change this weather, put out some AoE pressure, and probably force the swap. It'd be very odd for him to, for him to stay in. Now what would be amazing is if he wastes his Squeeze on my bubble. That would be just too great. And he did. So, I'm in a very good position here with Rain Dance, with the Acid Rain up buffing my damage. It does also buff his damage. But here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that Rain Dance, and then I will stun him during his 2 rounds of extra crit chance. So, not quite going to be able to avoid that second Squeeze, I'm afraid. Oh, yes I am. Fantastic. Now I'm out of outs for his Minefield, but I can just soak it on my Elemental, no problem. So I'll keep kind of taking him down here. Doing very good work with Squirky here. I'm not sure if I want to bubble yet. I want to wait to bubble until I think he's going to Ion Cannon. It'd be very odd for him to Ion Cannon here. There, he's going to bring in the Pygmy Direhorn. I don't want to be slowed, so I am going to go ahead and bubble here. Expecting the Primal Cry. No slow for you on my bubbles. And I will actually be able to get off some damage here. There's actually a rather high chance that I will be able to outlive this Minefield. I'm out of cooldowns, but he likes to swap a lot, and I only have to live for 5 more rounds on Squirky. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take off. Squirky's very, very strong if you don't have a way to deal with his bubble, or at least outspeed him. And it's very hard to outspeed bubbles when you have the Alpine Foxling, or outspeed Squirky. You all know what I mean. Okay. So, let's see what we can do next. Let's play with Pinky in the Brain. I love this team. He uses Kovok. Bone Serpent's a tier 0 pet right now. He needs to be fixed. And it's pretty easy to fix. Just take away Bone Barrage and replace it with a basic attack. Maybe a Peck or an Alpha Strike or something. You know? That'd make him very strong. It wouldn't break him. But that Bone Barrage just makes him so hard to counter because throw up a decoy, no problem, just Bone Barrage. Throw up a bubble, no problem, just throw up a Bone Barrage. Bring in a humanoid, no problem, he just destroys you with every other round with Bone Barrage. Like, that Bone Barrage is just too much on him. Nothing wrong with having Call Darkness and Nocturnal Strike. That's good synergy that, you know, I respect that. I respect the power of this combination. but I don't think that this is broken. There are plenty of other pets with Call Darkness and Nocturnal Strike, and they are not tier 0. This Bone Serpent is tier 0 because he has the Undead Racial. He has this huge nuke combo, and the only thing you can do about it is dodge, because you can't bubble or decoy his big nukes. Because he just, that Bone Barrage is just too much. I'm not saying you need to remove it from his abilities, but maybe take the Bone Serpent, and here's what you do. You put Bone Barrage where Death and Decay is right now, so that you have to choose between Call Darkness and Bone Barrage. Then you just put an Alpha Strike or a Peck, or maybe even like a Bone Plague Breath or something, you know, just a basic undead attack, you know? Nothing wrong with him having diverse moves. But, man, that Decoy Breaker it's just too much. He'd still be a tier 1 pet if they just replaced Bone Barrage with a basic attack. Taro Claw, and I don't have a very good way to answer it, the Taro Claw. Well, I'm going to go ahead, bring in Kovok, expecting the opener with the Dark Moon Tonk. I'll be able to get out a Poison Fang on him. He'll probably just open with a Minefield, honestly. And I don't really have a good person to soak it with, but I don't have a worse pet to soak it with than Kovok, so I may as well have him out first. Now, if I can get a Black Claw on this guy, oh yes, juicy damage. And he's just going to go for the nuke. So those dots are going to tear him apart. 100%. I'll go ahead and throw out some pheromones. He's recovering for one more round. I ought to be able to survive this missile. Unless it hits on the very highest end, I should be able to take out the Dark Moon Tonk. Yeah, it just hit on a very low end. Just about as low as you can get. Now Kovok's basically going to die here. He's slower than these two pets. But if he's dumb enough to throw up a Nature's Ward right now, then I'll be able to get a dot on him. Of course not. So, now, what do I want to do? I want to bring the Bone Serpent up, but I don't want him to be hit by a Minefield, so it's a tough decision. I think I will still bring him in, even though he's going to get hit by that hard Minefield, just so I can go ahead and go for a Call Darkness. And then a Bone Barrage. That'll force him to either dodge or take damage. He's going to take the damage. So obviously I'm very happy about, and this is where I'm so happy I have a Speed Bone Serpent. Now I'm faster than him. I get to call the Nocturnal Strike off. He's going to go ahead and dodge, but I'm not too worried about it. What I am worried about is that Sewer Pipe Jelly actually can slow my rat, and then he's in trouble. Obviously there's nothing better to do than crouch while he's invincible. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Flurry here. Having Flurry is really going to be a disadvantage against the Sewer Pipe Jelly because he is going to get that squeeze slow on me. So while I still have the speed advantage, I will go ahead and go for the Flurry. I am getting some good damage on him. He's going for the Tentacle Slap for some reason. Okie dokie. Well, I'm still going to Flurry here while I'm faster. Oh, I get it. He wants to wait until I have... Wait. Oh, please. Yeah, I have to go ahead and go for the Flurry while I have the speed advantage. Ugh, got a triple hit, but it wasn't quite enough. He's going to slow me here. Going to go ahead and throw out that Call Darkness. That Taro Claw's going to be faster than me. No. That squeeze really hurt me. He's just going to go for damage, certainly. What? Why did you do that? I'm going to go ahead and crouch. I think he's just trolling me. Like, he should have gone for damage. He had me within kill range. Now I'm faster than him. And I have my crouch up. Yeah, that was... I think he's just trying to play with me. But, it's gonna end up, giving me the win here because he was trying to be cute. So there's a win that I shouldn't have gotten. But still a very strong team. I mean, Kovok isn't really a tier 1 pet, but he synergizes nicely because the idea is you can get a Black Claw out with your dots, and then that Black Claw buffs your Bone Barrage and your Flurry. So that's the idea behind that team. Now, there are some Taro Claws loose, so I'm going to bring out a Dream Whelpling. I have 2 or 3 teams with a Dream Whelpling. He's a very strong pet. Insult to Injury is a very strong pet team that actually has the Taro Claw. Might actually show it off, so because it is such a strong team. Where did it go? There we go. Of course, it's 100%. It's super strong and pretty disgusting. Here's the idea: is you're using the Taro Claw hatchling, so you're already playing this game easy mode. You're using the Wicked Soul with the Taro Claw hatchling, so it's pretty scummy. And you throw in a Dream Whelpling to counter any other Taro Claws that you run into, because Dream Whelpling can solo 3 Taro Claws by himself. Like, if you happen to run into a meta where there's somebody queuing with 3 Taro Claws, bring out a Dream Whelpling and 2 Elk plushies. I like, literally doesn't matter what else you have, so this is going to be a pretty good matchup for me. Don't have much I can do about the Tonk. Yeah, just don't have much I can do about the Tonk. I'll go ahead and start off with my Taro Claw. Thing is, I feel like he's going to start off with his Taro Claw hatchling. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my Wicked Soul. I'm expecting there we go. He's going to go ahead and open with that guy. It's fine with me. I'll go ahead and get the Haunt off. I was expecting him to open with the Taro Claw and go for damage like he's been doing, but he's actually going to oh, he has charge. That's why I didn't want to go for that missile. Okie dokie. Well, that's kind of annoying for me, but oh, it's actually really annoying because I have that Dragonkin. Huh. Well, I can just heal while he takes dot damage. That Tonk is actually a pretty nice counter to my team. I'll go ahead and throw up my Emerald Presence. Gonna heal because after this charge, I'm actually going to be within kill range of an Ion Cannon. Okie dokie. Now, I'm gonna bring in my Taro Claw. Having to play kind of extra careful. I'm going to go for some damage, since I don't expect him to actually hit me with anything, or a charge, which really kind of negates my Alpha Strike. Okie dokie, I'm going to go ahead and throw up my Nature's Ward. Even though he's going, no, I'm going to save my dodge for when he's going to want an Ion Cannon. He might actually, okay, he's just going to go for the charge, which is smart, but I'm just going to be able to dodge. That allows me to heal up. It's basically just one more round that his minefield is going to be possibly avoided. I think he's just going to refresh minefield here quickly. That would be smart, because at this rate, my Taro Claw is going to be able to live for 5 more rounds, and then the minefield's just not going to do any damage. I better make sure I do not let my Nature's Ward drop off, because if that Ion Cannon hits me while I'm a bird type, it's going to hit really hard. So I'm going to go ahead and go for that charge. I'm just going to refresh my Nature's Ward, because I don't need to play any sort of coin flip games with his. He better go for a charge, otherwise he's dead. I don't need to be any sort of even speed matchup with his Dark Moon Tonk and avoid and risk. That's the word I'm looking for. And risk his Ion Cannon hitting me. So that charge is a little bit annoying, but I'm definitely more annoying. I mean, I have the Taro Claw hatchling just waiting out his minefield, so Oh, now that squeeze hits for just too little. Just barely too little, so I am going to survive unless it crits. I'm going to kind of count on it not critting. No crit. So I am going to be able to refresh my Nature's Ward and swap to the back. This is textbook how to use your Taro Claw hatchling, ladies and gentlemen. Bring in your Wicked Soul. Throw out your AoE heal. By the time your Taro Claw comes back in, he's above his racial. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Shock, hoping to dodge the squeeze with a Haunt. I really doubt this guy's going to let me, because he's obviously a very competent player. But he probably kind of wants to go for it because he knows I'm going to Haunt and then go for a dodge, so he's just not going to be able to hit me through this. Yeah, so he went ahead and went for it. Now that he has his crit chance up, I am just going to dodge, and it's going to completely negate that entire round of Rain Dance. In addition to now he just can't hit me, while I can do strong damage to him. Don't want to throw up my heal because that makes his aquatic damage do more damage, and he knows. He knows. So yeah, that's a super scummy team, but maybe it'll make the other Taro Claw run, because this Dream Whelpling will... Obviously, you know, I could let my other two pets die, and then my Dream Whelpling would be stuck against a Taro Claw, and that's a 1v1 that's a 1v1 where I'm going to win. It's so strong. So hopefully no more Taro Claw teams, although I might show off this team. This team is so strong. It's insane. The only thing more obnoxious than a Taro Claw hatchling is a Taro Claw hatchling with Dazzling Dance. So throw on the Alpine Foxling, and now like 50% of the counters to the Taro Claw just can't even counter him anymore, because he's even faster. So very, very, very strong. I'll go ahead and play Clone Dance. If I queue into that team, this team will do pretty well. Let me see. This team, actually. This team will do even... Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong... It's the wrong version of the Sun Darter hatchling. Although this is very strong. Yeah. I'll go ahead and queue with it. It's super strong. This team is really quite something. Sun Darter hatchling isn't that great, but he's there to throw out sunlight and then just heal and be a nuisance with his priority moves. Or she. Pretty sure Sun Darter hatchling's a girl. I'm kind of happy there's this Taro Claw hatchling user in the queue, because it sort of gives me an excuse to, you know, there's a haunt and swap team. I have a better one. So what I think I would do, so I'll start with the Orphaned Fellbat in case he opens with the Darkmoon Tonk. He's going to bring in the Ghastly Kid, and he's going to want to go for that haunt on my Fellbat. So I'm going to bring in the Wicked Soul. Oh crap, he has a Taro Claw. That was a misplay. I'm not going to be able to get my haunt off on the Taro Claw, obviously. Maybe he'll be dumb enough to bring in the Darkmoon Tonk, but obviously, yeah, he's going to bring in the Taro Claw hatchling. So what I'm going to do... I am going to bring in the Orphaned Fellbat. He's going to dodge here. Duh. He's not going to switch out, so I'm not going to let him know what I have. Okay. I'm going to go throw up a Fel Immolate. If he had swapped, I would have been fine with that. That does strong damage to his Tonk. I'm basically just going to use my Sun Darter hatchling to soak stuff from now on, because these are my two MVPs. Okie dokie. If I can get a Fel Immolate, Black Claw on the Darkmoon Tonk, he's going to die in about 3 turns to dots. It's crazy damage. Look, it just does 420 damage for the application, and then almost 300 a pop every time. So, very, very, very strong. go ahead and just apply another one of these. Once I get a little closer to 732 damage, or 732 health, I'll throw out a Drain Blood and heal back to full. The fact that he's running charge is really going to hurt him because he's just not going to be able to do enough damage to ever kill my Orphaned Fellbat. My Orphaned Fellbat could just about solo his team. And he's passing because he doesn't want to let me know what he has. Or maybe he disconnected. I don't know. Either one is fairly possible. I'll go ahead and throw up a Black Claw. It's going to activate his racial. And I guess he disconnected. That's really the only thing I can think. I can't think why he would want to not let me know he has charge. He probably also knows I'm the same person. I mean, I have the Wicked Soul. Huh. Maybe he had to go AFK for a second. So, do I want to take a haunt on this guy? Not really. Not really. So I'll bring the Sun Darter Hatchling, take the haunt. No big deal. Now here's a quandary. If he haunts me, then he can bring the Taro Hatchling and possibly kill me. If nothing crits, I should be able to get off my heal under sunlight. No problem. Yeah, I predicted that haunt. It only does 140 damage, and as long as I'm over 385, right? Yeah, that's the number, 385. I am above that, so I am going to be able to get off my Ancient Blessing. It's going to do a nice, solid heal under Sunny Day. He's going to dodge. Fine with me. Gonna bring in... Oh, here's a quandary. 385. That Wicked Soul's actually going to die if he attacks here. Does he attack? Does he attack? Does he attack? He goes for the heal. Fantastic. So I'm going to be able to heal up my team. After that heal, I will be over 385. So I'm going to be able to haunt him. Nothing he can do about it. And then this Orphaned Fellbat's going to clean up shop nicely. Against the Taro Hatchling, the Orphaned Fellbat is a much better pet. Honestly, we should be a lot more scared of Fellbats than Taro Claws at this point in the meta. They are so strong. I want the Black Claw. It's going to take it on the Ghastly Kid. Now, is he going to try to get fancy with his ethereals and stuff? We'll see. I'll go ahead and do some damage in case he ethereals. He's doing damage. When's going to do it? When's he going to do it? He's holding out on that, and I really want to know when he's going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and drain blood here. Please don't ethereal. No! He beat me in that mind game so bad. Well, he's still going to die to dots, so it's okay. I am high enough health that I will still be able to get off, but oh man. Well played, sir, with your ethereal. Now, the Taro Hatchling is full health. I'm gonna go for a Blink Strike. It does strong damage to the Taro Claw. Dead. I think I have this. Yeah, I have this because I have my racial, so I'll be able to heal here. I can burst heal, so... Yeah, he's gone. He can only heal slowly. I can burst heal. So that was close, but the Orphaned Fellbat is... I'm gonna say the Orphaned Fellbat's tier 0. I might be wrong. Thing is, he's counterable. He is counterable. He's just really strong tier 1. He's so strong though. He's so ridiculously strong. It's crazy. Oh, how do you counter him? Emperor Crab, by the way. And a couple other pets, but Emperor Crab. So, very strong pet, though. And that's a very, 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 very strong team. Now, what do I want to play next? Wish I could run into a Clone Dance. That would be awesome. Oh, yeah, I was going to play with Clone Dance. Let's go ahead and do it. I'll kind of be happy if I keep queuing into this guy with his Taro Claw, because it's queuing into a strong team like that really can kind of show off how strong my teams are, and the potential for them. Obviously, they lose, you know. Clone Dance itself is only 88%. This team Videgard's 57, but I think some of those are draws. Yeah, 2 of them are draws. When you're playing with a trap, you never know what's going to happen. Alrighty, so we're going to go back with a... Wait, this is a different jelly, I think. I feel like it's a beefier. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Very strong team here. Let's see what he does. I would imagine the opener with the Ghastly Kid, but he also sees that Emperor Crab, so... what I'm going to do is I'm going to open with my... There's the Ghastly Kid, so I am going to bring in the Emperor Crab. Going to be able to throw up a Shell Shield. He's going to go for the Ethereal. Well, thanks for letting me know what you run. I'll go ahead and go for a Healing Wave. And obviously I will be able to 1v1 this Ghastly Kid if he doesn't want to use his Haunt. I am happy with this matchup. Yeah, there's the Haunt. So, I would imagine the Taro Claw Hatchling coming in because of that Alpha Strike damage. I could probably stay in on my Emperor Crab and be fine, but I do want to get my Clone Dance rolling. So, I'm going to waste no time getting it out. Gonna throw out that Cyclone. He's gonna dodge right off the bat. Very, very weird dodge. This guy has been kind of surprising me with his choices. Okay, well played, but I'm not scared. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out my Rain Dance and then swap. I'm not gonna throw out the Acid Rain because yeah, I don't need that to hit even harder. So, gonna bring in the Emperor Crab. That Plump Jelly is actually quite a problem pet for me. I mean, I have my Rain Dance up, so I may as well go for that strong damage. I'll probably heal in the next round. Ah, no crit. So it wasn't worth it to go for the Surge. I should have gone for Shell Shield. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Oh, but that Cyclone's doing some nice and some damage there. Okie dokie. I'm going to heal. Nice crit. Want to keep my health high on the Emperor Crab, so I'll probably swap here into the Blighthawk just to get another Cyclone out. If I can get 2 Clone Dances out, I don't think he can beat me. There's the slow, so I am going to swap into... Oh, the active pet. Dang it. That sucks. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go for an Infected Claw and just kind of tank him down here because... yeah, my Jade Dancer is too slow against him. I'm not going to be able to get out 2 full Clone Dances. Oh no, I actually really wanted to die there. As silly as that is. Oh, because now I'm going to get 1 round of Cyclone with the Rain Dance, and depending on what he does, I might have to choose to swap into my Emperor Crab anyways. And he only has 2 pets out, so it's not that important. Well, what's he gonna do? I would imagine the Ghastly Kid will come in. And if he does come in, I don't want to be on my Jade Dancer. I'm gonna bring in the Emperor Crab. Yeah, that's what I figured. So I wanted to get that Clone Dance up, but I just had to kind of depend on the 35% hit chance. I'm going to go ahead and go for a shell shield. He's going to go for that hoof. Cool. Oh, that's super lucky. That's super lucky. That means that within a surge, his Jterical hatchling will be below his racial. That's awesome. Okie dokie, so I'm going to heal here. He's going to probably haunt rather than swapping manually. Just because it's a free swap. Why not? I mean, he might just try to take me down. That might be a little smarter. But I'm going to come out the winner if he does that. It's better for him to go ahead and haunt and try to get that damage off on the Taro Claw. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like it's paying off pretty well for him. Is he going to ethereal here? Yeah. Okay. Kind of glad he didn't. That could have been somewhat smart, just to kind of get my shell shield down, I guess. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go for the heal, obviously. And no reason to shell shield. I'm going to go for surges. If he goes for damage, that's obviously what I want to do. If he goes for a heal, that was also what I wanted to do. Now, tough question. Do I go for the surge or do I go for the... Okay. That makes it a lot easier for me. I wasn't sure if I was going to surge or... if I was going to surge or shell shield. Probably was going to surge. That's probably better to avoid that second round of damage. Alrighty, so we're going to be playing with Taro Claw counters today. This team's really strong. It is my anti-Clone Dance team. How would it do, though, against that team? Not so strong. Not so great. Huh. Oh, this would be really annoying to have mind games against that one guy. Really annoying. Let me wait on that. Dark Rat Poison's really strong. Dark Ness is really strong. Crow's a really good counter for the Taro Claw. Hey, I might play with Videgard. That's a strong team for sure. Not so strong against the Plump Jelly though. Play with Writing on the Wall. All these teams are strong. Why am I scared? I'm gonna play with Unhealable Damage. It is decided. Also, I just made this team, so I'm excited to show it off. It's super, super, super strong. Jade Mistdancer and Snarly complement each other very well with that Rain Dance to buff your Blend the Water to 100% hit chance, even without the bleed. Also, Rain Dance can buff your Nocturnal Strike to 100% hit chance, so very great synergy between these three moves. Obviously, the bleed is good with the Blend the Water. Darkness, to counter healing. Rain Dance to counter Sunny Day. It's just an all-around incredibly strong team. And a new addition to my Tier 1 list. Alright. So we're going up against Double Haunt and then a Crow, actually. Speed Crow, which is really strong against Snarly, pretty strong against the Bone Serpent, and then kind of garbage against the Jade Mistdancer, but he at least is faster, so he's not terrible. I'm going to open with Snarly, predicting one of these guys to open up. I would be surprised for him to open up with the Haunt. Now, I would really like to get the bleed on him, but I would imagine a Curse of Doom, so I should be able to get that off just fine. And then I'll go ahead and go for the Surge. Not going to play any, coin tosses with this Unborn Valk. Just going to go for the Surge, get that priority move in, and then of course the Crow's going to come in. We all know that's going to happen. But I might still go for the bleed on him, even though it's beast damage. Just because, a dot on a bird is something they don't want. I could swap. I really could. I just don't know if it's worth it. I'll bring in the Bone Serpent, I guess. I'll go ahead and swap. I mean, I would die to a Nocturnal Strike on the next round if I stayed in on him, so... yeah. I'm gonna go for the Nocturnal Strike on his bird. His racials really just doesn't matter. I just need to kill him. That's literally just all I care about. Will an Alpha Strike kill me? 350, just barely. So I'm gonna go for the Call Darkness and then the Bone Barrage. Please don't miss. Oh, I jinxed myself. He's still at a nice healthy 742 health. He's obviously gonna swap. That curse hurts. Oh, he's gonna stay in. Very nice. Yeah, the more health, the more damage I can do to his crow, it'll be better. Okie dokie. So, Jade missed answer time. He might swap here, but that's fine. I have AoE for the bird, so it'll take like 3 AoEs to kill him. But if I can get my weather out, then Snarly actually does really nice under... Ooh, that was an incredibly lucky crit. No rain dance up or anything. That's big. That's a big play. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, throw out my Rain Dance, and then throw out my Acid Rain. I'm surprised he's bringing the Unborn Bout, but maybe he just doesn't want to take that bleed on the back line. We'll see. I'm a little bummed that he's not letting me know what he has on his Ghastly Kid, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. Honestly, I would probably play exactly the same way. As I am now. I guess if he had Hoof, I might go ahead and bring in Snarly earlier, but if he has Disease Bite, then that'll be great. Now, I should kill him here. Yeah, even without the crit. That extra 25% damage on my Steam Vents is juicy. Now, I probably don't die, but I'm gonna be so close to death here. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit him with some damage here. It'd be nice if he'd like pop an Ethereal or something for no reason. But of course not. So he does have hoofs, so it probably means a draw at the best. Also, if he Ethereals my Blood in the Water, then I straight up lose. Oh, that crit's bad. That means I have to go for this Blood in the Water here. He's probably gonna Ethereal. GG. GG. I had to. Otherwise, I would have saved it for one more round to try to juke that Ethereal. Actually, nah, it's still a draw. That crit forced a draw. That crit and the miss on my Darkness. Otherwise, still would have beat his team, but that's okay. I could play Darkness teams too. So, let's bring out this team. It's super strong. It has a Speed Crow. And then the Phosphor Rat will do really, really well against those double undeads. Although Evil Porcupine would probably do even better because he can buff his speed past the crow's racial. I mean, past the 325 speed crow. It's hard to say. You know, I'm not just going to copy him. I'm going to play Evil Porcupine. This is probably Gomer's favorite team that he likes to use from my first release of the Tier 1 list, and it is one of my favorites as well. It is super, super, super strong and very fun. Huh. Alright, so we're going up against a Healy team. I'll go ahead and start with the Wicked Soul. Unfortunately, I only have one weather changer. I really hope he lets me haunt his Wicked Soul. That'd be funny. Especially with his names. I'm going to be happy to give this guy a loss. He's going to waste his nether gate. Oh, that's too great. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Bone Barrage here. Go ahead and go for the 50% Nocturnal Strike because that's the highest hit chance we're going to have against him. We landed it. Oh, I am so happy to get this guy a loss because this is the most cancerous team you could make just about. I mean, mine's pretty cancerous, but at least I'm getting, you know, if I give you a loss, I'm giving you a fast loss. With this, it's just, he's just trying to troll all day. I'll go ahead and bring in the Vengeful Porcupine just because he's pretty worthless against the Imp. I would imagine a bubble here, so I'm just going to go for damage. And if he goes for damage here, he's going to kill himself because Spirit Spikes does go through bubble and decoy. Bye-bye. Alrighty. Also, if he goes for the nether gate, he's going to kill himself. Oh, that was the probably the most satisfying win I've had in a long time, because yeah, it's one thing to use like Blossoming Ancient and Fiendish Imp like that, but if you're gonna name it cocky names like that, I'm gonna be very happy to beat you. Alright, after fighting that guy, I'm gonna probably want to use this team. This team feels very strong against Blossoming Ancients. It's kind of my go-to team for any sort of Blossoming Ancient team. Using the Purple Puffer with a Jade Mist Dancer, it's pretty GG. Not much they can do. You can change their weather faster than they can change it. And the Purple Puffer is the hardest hitting aquatic that I know of. I mean, he's so good. And then you have a Clone Dance to throw on top of that, so this ought to be a fun rematch if I do queue into him. And it's a Crow. Not a good matchup for me. I'm gonna start with the Purple Puffer. He's gonna start with the Kid. Gonna go for the haunt. I'm gonna use my pump. It's gonna bring in the Crow. So I'm gonna bring in the Jade Mist Dancer because his Nocturnal Strike shouldn't land on me. Gonna throw up a Rain Dance here. Nocturnal Strike missed. Go ahead and hit him with some Steam Vents. If I can get a crit, then that would be great. There's a crit. There's another one. Alrighty, so one more attack will take out the Crow. And not really using my Clone Dance, but I'm doing pretty well here. Gonna be able to change that Darkness here with an Acid Rain, and now my Purple Puffer is a monster because all of his damage is buffed by 25% for 9 rounds. So he has hoofs, so obviously I'm gonna bring in the Purple Puffer. He might Ethereal here, so in case he does, I will go ahead and Surge. He's not. That's annoying. I'm gonna go ahead and pump. He might Ethereal it. I'm gonna go ahead and heal here. I need this guy to have high health against these two pets. That was really scary. Alrighty, so I'm going to take out the Ghastly Kid, and that purple puffer is actually pretty low. He's kind of just whittling me down, so now 260 versus 244. Unless he crits, super crits, I'm going to be able to get a pump into the Unborn Valk under Cleansing Rain for a nice strong approximately 1,000 damage. And then at this point it is GG. I have too much health compared to him, so even speed and pretty close power matchup, but I just have the advantage, so go ahead and use the Ghostly Bite and take the win. This probably isn't the team I would have chosen to queue into him with to counter him, but it's been kind of a crazy night for the queues, so you never know what you're gonna get. Now, I could play with the A team. But against the meta for tonight, it's not going to do very well. If I queue into a Blossoming Ancient, I'm just not going to be able to outdamage him. And if I queue into a Darkness team, I can't heal. So I might need to queue into something else. Or queue with something else. Let's see what I could use. Could just use this team. Alright. I'll do it. Gonna be using this team, FTW. You can think it stands for the win if you want. But I'll give you a hint. It ends in the world, and you get to figure out what F stands for. So you're going up to Taro Claw, Unborn Valk, Ghastly Kid. This kind of team is why I'm running this kind of team. So I kind of predict the opener with the Valk. So I will go ahead, bring in the Taro Claw hatchling. I'm going to go for damage, actually. Go a little bit ballsy, because I can afford to soak these the damage here, and it might be... He might actually hold on to his cooldowns. He's not going to hold on to his cooldowns. Okie dokie. I'm going to go for some more damage. Get that Valk a little lower. He's already at about half health from my Valk, from just 2 attacks. I'm going to go for the Nature's Ward here. He's gonna haunt. I'm gonna be able to dodge that Curse of Doom. He's probably gonna bring in his Taro Claw. That's what I would imagine. No, he's bringing in the Ghastly Kid. Okie dokie. Well, that's fine with me. I'm gonna go ahead and dodge here. I'm sure he's gonna Ethereal now. So while he's Etherealing, I am just going to throw up another Nature's Ward, and then heal in the back line. No, he went for damage. Okay, I guess he doesn't want me to know he has Ethereal. So, now, let me see. I mean, I do want to use my Taro Claw correctly, so I am going to bring in the Vengeful Porcupine. I mean, I want to swap, and I don't want to swap with the Bone Serpent, so I am just going to swap with the Vengeful Porcupine. Cool, so he's going to haunt. He wanted that haunt in the Taro Claw, but he's not gonna get that. I'll go ahead and just throw up a Spirit Spikes. I don't really care what his Taro Claw does. I just kind of want to mitigate the 2 rounds of haunt and then probably swap. He is thinking really hard here. Or maybe he lagged out. Well, it's a bummer because I was gonna beat him. And he has a really strong scummy team. So I was going to be happy to beat him fair and square. And by fair and square, I mean by using an even scummier team. Alright, well. I'll just play it like I would if he was still there. Yeah, maybe he just had to get up and go to the bathroom or something. I don't know. I'll go ahead and use my Powerball. Now I'm faster than his Taro Claw. So my Rachel's activated. Gonna go ahead and take care of that buff right there real quick. Don't mind me, I'm just erasing flying Rachels. Gonna bring in the Ghastly Kid. I'll go ahead and swap to my Taro Claw. He's gonna Ethereal, so that was a perfect time too. Now, is he gonna go for that Haunt? I rather doubt it. He knows I have dodge off cooldown, so I'm just gonna go for damage. Although he knows what my playstyle is with the Taro Claw. Alrighty. Now I predict that Haunt. There it is. He's gonna be mad. He doesn't have an Ethereal to use, so I will just go ahead and do damage. And he is actually within kill range, so I'm going to take him out here. He might Ethereal, but that's great for me. Yeah, that's fantastic for me, because that means that my dodge is coming off cooldown in one more round. So I'm going to go ahead and Nature's Ward here. Not quite healed back to my Racial, but it's no problem. I'm just going to swap to the back line and heal up to full. Maybe not full, but actually here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and go for a dodge. That was probably a misplay, but it's okay. I'll go ahead and swap while he's dodging. Go for a nice flank. Nice triple hit. That was really good. He's so low. He's just so low. He's gonna have to swap now. Yeah, he's gonna leave. Alright. Oh, feels good beating that team, but doesn't feel good playing this team. This team is super scummy. Let's show off a couple other teams here. Oh, that team's pretty strong. It's just another Taro Claw with a Dazzling Dance team. Pretty scummy, honestly. I mean, I can show off how it works, I suppose, but it's pretty obvious. You're just using the Taro Claw, and then you just especially against that guy, this team would do so well. I'll go ahead and play this in case I queue into him, because this team will Shrek him. Basically, I have the Emperor Crab to soak all of his undead dots. Taro Claw Hatchling, super strong, and then you throw in the Moon to counter other Taro Claws and give your Taro Claw a super speed increase. He's crazy fast. There's nothing outspeeding him except a Surge, I suppose. Alright, so we're going up against a very similar team, but I should have the advantage here. Killing the Emperor Crab is going to be really hard. for both of us, honestly. It's gonna be really tough. I predict the opener with the Unborn Valk, but he might predict my Emperor Crab and bring in his Taro Claw. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I'm gonna bring in, actually, my Taro Claw. It's the safe bet. Can throw out a dodge, get off a cheap attack, and then swap into my my crab to take those dots that I don't want on my bird. Okie dokie. Emperor Crab's gonna come out. He's probably gonna put up a Curse of Doom. And then I'm just gonna Shell Shield that Haunt. Obviously he's gonna bring in his Taro Claw here. I want none of that business, so I'm going to probably bring in my Moon. Moon's a really strong counter for the Taro Claw. He's great. I just throw out Moon Dance, and now I'm faster than the Taro Claw. I do strong damage to it while it doesn't have its heal up, which is rare, but I mean, you know, you can't have everything. So, I have my Beast Racial active, nice strong damage. There's the dodge. I guess I'll go ahead and crouch. And he's probably going to swap here. There's no way he wants this, and he's going to stay in. Okay. I'm happy with this matchup. Moon with my Beast Racial active and my crouch up versus, yeah, that's a smart swap. So I'm going to go ahead and do some nice damage to his Emperor Crab while I have crouch up. Probably going to Shell Shield and heal. So I'm just going to keep doing damage to him. He's going to go for that damage, but that's going to mean that he is going to either die to an Alpha Strike, not quite die, but be in a big amount of trouble. Yeah, he has to go for a Surge to not die. So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and try to go for that heal, but I'm going to take out the Emperor Crab. He had to go for the Surge to not down that round, and then he was going to down the next, so. This is looking pretty good for me. I have a Taro Claw at full health, and an Emperor Crab, and he has a Valk, so. Might be a draw, but I think it's going to be a win for me, honestly. Now, what do I want to do with this turn? Do I want to bring in the crab? I'm going to go ahead and go for damage. It's possible he's just going to go for a Shadow Slash here. Yeah, because he was predicting I would dodge or something. He wants to wait for that dodge. Now I'm gonna pop the dodge, and then probably Nature's Ward. Unfortunately, Taro Claw versus Taro Claw, if that's what it comes down to, is a draw. So I have to be careful not to lose my crab. I'm gonna go ahead and use that Nature's Ward. What I probably want to do is swap to the crab here, and just kind of get some surges into the Taro Claw. Unborn Valk is still pretty good against the Valk because it just hits so hard. So if it gets some good RNG, it can actually take me out. So I also can't just sort of bank on my Taro Claw cleaning up. However, the matchup does look pretty good for me. Taking out his Emperor Crab puts me in a great position, and I lost my least valuable player to do it. And he passed or something? This guy keeps AFKing, and I don't understand it. Maybe he has really bad internet. That's really all I can figure. Okay, so he has to go. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and leave. So he had to go for damage to kill me, or he could heal, but he doesn't want to heal, or he could dodge. He was in a really bad position, so I'm pretty sure that was my win. I'll do a couple more games. Let me see, with an Emperor Crab running around, I'm gonna want some strong flying damage. I could use the Dark Pen. It's a very strong team for sure. Not the best of my tier 1 teams, but it is strong. I could also use writing on the wall. But I'd prefer the Bone Serpent over the Wicked Soul if I'm going to queue into another Emperor Crab. Emperor Crabs are a huge pain to deal with, for sure. Alrighty, Unborn Valk, Crow, Emperor Crab, very strong looking team. I have a pretty good matchup though against it. I predict the opener with the Valk, that's kind of the most obvious. I can try to dodge some stuff. Or I could go for the Frost for Rat, just to crouch. I feel like that's my best bet, so I am going to go ahead, throw out some flurries on that Unborn Valk. My Rat isn't very good against the rest of his team, so it's kind of okay for me to go ahead and do this way. I'll go ahead and go for a flurry. Nice crit. Those flurries really did some work. Nice triple with a crit. So he's gonna bring in the Emperor Crab. I'll go ahead and crouch. Throw out my Call Darkness. If the Curse of Doom misses, it's pretty GG. I definitely win. He does have the Surge, so my Quills isn't very useful. I'll probably just bring in the Bone Serpent here. Go for that nice Nocturnal Strike damage. He's probably going to heal here, but he's not going to heal the full, that's for sure, under Call Darkness. Yeah, it's a very, very weak heal. So he's probably going to swap here. Wouldn't make much sense for him to try to tank me down. Probably could have gone for the Bone Barrage knowing he's going to swap, but in case he had decided to stay in. Alrighty, so probably could have swapped into the magic to take that, but it's really just not worth it to me. I just want to nuke that crow as fast as possible. I think I will bring in the Frost for Rat here. Now that the crow is below its racial, I'm actually in a really good, favorable position against him. Gonna go for a flurry. And then a flurry will take him out here. Unless I only got a double in the first mist. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna bring in the Emperor Crab. Kill me with the Surge. Good for you. Bone Serpent's gonna come in now. Force either the swap into the Valk, or just straight up kill him. And I'll straight up kill him with a crit. That crit made me happy. Alrighty, so Bone Barrage is going to come out into the Unborn Valk, and he just got 2 pet. Yeah, that Frost for Rat Bone Serpent combo by itself is so strong, and so pairing pretty much anything with it that synergizes well is very strong. I think I'll do one more battle, and then I will finish the video. I'll go ahead and finish with my team Anti-Clone Dance. Wish I had a Clone Dance to compete against, but this team does pretty well no matter what. Having that consume corpse is really nice to remove cyclones or haunts or curses of doom or anything. Spirit crab's great if you run into aqua elementals, which the bone serpent has trouble with. Bone serpent's great for basically everything except elementals. Not too good against beasts, but not that bad either. He just has one attack that's weak against beasts. That's the only reason why beasts are kind of good against him. Obviously, critters are pretty good against this team, but Spirit Crab's pretty good against critters because he has Surge. So if they have Flurry, he goes first and kind of negates their whole strategy. And it's just a really solid team. If you run into a triple rabbit team, you will probably lose. But if you run into a team with a rabbit, I've beat plenty of teams with single rabbits that were played pretty well too. Probably not played perfectly, because a perfectly played rabbit should probably beat this team, depending on obviously what else they have. The rabbit itself is not going to sell the team. But if they make smart swaps and basically don't allow me to 1v1 their rabbit with my spirit crab, then it'll go pretty well. Alright, solid team to go up against, and I am not certain I'll win, but I have a pretty good chance, even as strong as this team is. It really doesn't get much stronger than this. If he had a Wicked Soul, this would be a better team, but, alright, Unborn Valk, Taro Claw, Hatchling, Emperor Crab. He's gonna probably start with the Unborn Valk. So I'm gonna start with the Ghastly Kid. I'm gonna be able to get that strong damage into his Valk. Also, I'll probably be able to get 3 hoofs into him because he's likely to not use his haunt here. Simply because if I haunt here, if I haunt right now, and then he haunts, he's instantly dead. So he's probably not going to want to take that sort of risk. So, okay, he's going to swap into the Emperor Crab. Well played. I am going to just remove this Curse of Doom from myself and swap into the Bone Serpent. He's going to go ahead and heal. I don't think he's going to stay in. So I'm going to throw out a Bone Barrage. He's going to stay in. Okay. That I'm fine with. So I'm going to be able to get out a Bone Barrage onto him. Call Darkness. Nocturnal Strike. He can whittle away. Oh, that wasn't exactly a whittle. That was about 1/3 of my health. No more crits, please. Please and thank you. I'll go ahead and throw out another Bone Barrage. And then a Nocturnal Strike will kill his crab. Yes it will. Just barely. I might try to go for the heal here. It'd be smart for him to swap. Alrighty. No, I didn't quite kill him. I underestimated that shell shield for sure. Well, as long as these land, I still kill the Emperor Crab. Surprised he went for the shell shield instead of the healing wave. I feel like that was definitely a misclick. So mistake-based win. It still's not a win. I mean, I still haven't won this game, but it's definitely looking good. I'll go ahead and bring in the Spirit Crab. I want to bring in the Ghastly Kid, but oh, he has Claw. Oh, so having the Surge is not as much of a counter to him. I'll go ahead and go for the Surge. It is still a counter because I can... Oh, okay, well that makes up for his crit earlier. Now we're even on crits. He's going to go for the dodge, so I'm going to go for the Amplify Magic. He has his Nature's Ward up, so I'm going to go ahead and hit him with a Surge here. Under Amplify Magic, that Surge hits him for about 1/3 of his health. He got another crit. Boo. It's okay. I can still take some more crits and still beat him with the opener that I got on him. This still hits for a nice chunk of damage against his Taro Claw. And then I'm going to swap here. I can remove the Curse of Doom from my goat and the haunt as well if I choose to. And do the strong damage. It's just such a great matchup here for me. It's kind of silly. It's going to take him out with 2 nice high hit hoofs. And he went for the haunt. Risky. It was not likely for him to survive there. So I am going to go ahead and consume magic that Curse of Doom off of me. He's probably going to dodge right here, but it's really just fine. I'll just spam hoofs. Now that he's dodged, I'm going to be able to use my haunt in the next round after it's over, and it's pretty GG. Since he has Claw, that means I can actually just get away with Amplify Magic. Otherwise, if he had Alpha Strike, I would just spam Surges, but I am going to be able to show off this little trick. Haunt deals 140 damage. And 210 damage under Amplify Magic. So nothing crazy game breaking or anything, but definitely a nice little bit of synergy. Because Amplify Magic followed by 2 basic attacks is already just worth itself. And so if you can throw in a dot or something that's buffed by it, all dots, not just haunt, by the way. I'm pretty sure all dots are buffed by this Amplify Magic. So he killed one of my pets, but still the win. So yeah, that's a very strong team that I really enjoy playing. It's so good against basically everything. You know, if you're running into healers, you have the Bone Serpent. Obviously, having a haunt is useful. You have the one haunt user that has an item removal on your team. And then you have the Spirit Crab to basically cover for the fact that you are using 2 not so fast undeads. You have the Spirit Crab with a Surge. So, very solid team. Call it my anti-Clone Dance because it is... The reason I created the team originally was to counter the classic Clone Dance here with the Emperor Crab, Jade, Mist Dancer, Blighthawk. And it does that. Maybe not perfectly. You could probably still get a win with this team against this anti-Clone Dance team. But the way you have to do it is you kind of have to get some good RNG. You kind of have to use your elemental racial to avoid nocturnal strikes, and those nocturnal strikes can still land, so it's not a perfect counter, but it's a pretty stinking close to perfect counter to the classic Clone Dance, because this team right here is it is just so good. I mean, I have a whole video dedicated to it, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. This is what I consider the strongest team in Legion. But this is the counter to it, in my opinion. There's other counters, for sure. And maybe I'll make another counter. Maybe at some point I will go ahead and upload some sort of tab that y'all can use for counters to all of my Tier 1 teams. Because obviously the counters exist, but some of them are pretty hard to find counters to. This team's pretty hard to think of a counter. I know the counters to this team like the back of my hand because I played it so much back in the day. It is so fun, but if you run into even one darkness user, you lose, as long as they're a good player. Darkness shuts down your healing so hard. If you run into a team that has like a Bone Serpent and then 2 other pets that can't mitigate your healing, okay, you can still force a win. This team can still win against a Bone Serpent. But if you're playing against a Bone Serpent, Phosphor Rat, and then any Darkness Bird, you just straight up lose. Like, it doesn't matter how bad they play. You can't beat it because this team depends on the healing on the Fiendish Imp, the kind of avoidance with your Ghastly Kid, and then the great healing with Graves. But if you cut that healing in half with Darkness, it's really not that great of a team. Also, an Emperor Crab will beat this team. Just just kind of solos the team. You can do okay with your hoofs, but you're basically going to have to sacrifice your Ghastly Kid just to have a chance to take out that Emperor Crab. And all they really have to do is just heal on cooldown, swap out, maybe throw an AoE heal. If, say, you have a Wicked Soul Emperor Crab, that team will destroy this team, regardless of what their third pet is. So this team has quite a few counters, but it is a lot of fun. And if you're running into a bunch of idols or just a bunch of humanoids, you know, just swap this to Diseased Bite, and this is probably one of the best humanoid counter teams in the game. And I personally hate losing to idols. It's not much fun. But yeah, I'm really excited to get this video out. Thank you again for 100 subscribers, and hope you all enjoy trying out some of my teams. If you have any suggestions for teams that I could add to this, then let me know in the comments. But if you all are interested, here's how you do it. I'm going to go ahead and export this tab, and all you all have to do is just create a new tab just like this, or here, this is an empty tab right here. Just do that to create a new tab. You come over to your new tab then, and you right click it, hit import, and you can just copy this code, and then just hit save. It's not going to say this stuff because it's only telling me that because I obviously have those 34 teams already in my tier 1 tab. And that's how you import the teams, and wish you all the best in trying out these teams. They are very strong. I don't personally like using them all the time because they are so strong, and it really just ramps up the meta. As you could probably just see in this video, I started off with a pretty strong meta and just turned into a giant, you know, like that last team was really strong, really strong, and so it could have beaten some of my tier 1 teams for sure, because it was using a tier 0 pet, a Valk, which is a tier 1 pet, and then the Emperor Crab, which is a tier 1 pet that counters most other tier 1 pets, so very strong team. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Thank you again so much for 100 subs, and I will see you all in the next video.